peas in a bong. Two peas in a bong. Two peas in a bong.
Two peas and a bong. Two peas and a bong. Two peas
in a bong.
What's good, y'all? Two peas in a bong in the building again. It's your boy DP.
And mine is KP. It's your boy Bong. What's good? What's good? What's good?
Yeah, man. Last time we were on here and we didn't have you, so I know we were talking about a lot of stuff that you wanted to get in on,
Yeah, man.
specifically about our squad, them boys. So let's get on into it, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, before we get started, I'll be it would be a shame of me and us to not shout out and salute Ryan Coogler
Oh
on
yeah,
winning his first Oscar for
definitely.
Sinners, and for Michael B. Jordan for winning his Oscar for his acting in Sinners. Fun fact:
For
Michael B.
playing
Jordan,
two people.
right, for playing two people,
Yeah.
right, in Sinners. Fun fact: Michael B. Jordan is the sixth black actor to win Best Actor at the Academy Awards.
Mm.
So joining, let me see that list: Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington, Jamie Foxx, Forrest
Mhm.
Whitaker, and Will Smith. So salute to the
Shout out
guys.
to him, history.
Absolutely, salute to the guys, man, on historic wins today. You dig? Um,
And look, I'll say it's too bad the uh, NAACPs and the BETs and all that stuff aren't held in as high esteem
right.
in our own community, but that's another
Absolutely.
discussion in itself.
Alf, what's good, brother? How you doing today?
What up, Alf? What up, Alf?
We're gonna talk a little football. You dig?
He said I did that mock draft for Dallas earlier today. No idea if Bong saw it. I think he put it in the Discord.
Okay.
There was some things on there that I agree with, but there was some other stuff that I would do a little bit differently, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
if y'all just jumping in, we talking about the Dallas Cowboys. We are fans of the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all can shout out where you're watching from and let us know who your squad is.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. We
but
them boys.
yeah. So let's get
Ask
on
about
into it. Hey, look. First off, let's go straight to it. You disagree with the shit we were saying about Max Crosby?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So, and I wish I could have been on that in that conversation, but I had to do it via chat. But here's my thing: it's not every day that a Max Crosby becomes available via a miffed or a muffed or trade, right? So, if Max Crosby is available and you have the capital, the draft capital, go get him. You gotta go get him. You gotta go get him.
Ah,
Ah,
I think he's speaking blindly because have you looked at the people available in the draft?
yes.
Okay. So you wouldn't want any of those young guys, multiple,
Here,
in, instead of making a move by basically busting your draft up for Max Crosby. Because you were saying give up two picks.
yeah. So
Initially, what they were saying on live was like give up the first two picks.
no,
I was saying hell no, that's
no,
too much. Number
no.
12 and 20, that's a lot.
Before the draft, before the trade with the Ravens, and maybe another day we'll talk about the Ravens side of this and how Bush League they are for doing what they did regarding that trade. But that's
Okay.
not tonight.
Okay.
Before the Ravens stepped in and gave up 2 firsts, the Cowboys were the head of the pack as far as compensation because they were going to give up a first and a second. And I was with that. Give up a first this year and next year second. Now, if you ask me, I'm not giving you 12, but I'll give you 20.
I
I'll
ain't
give
even
you
giving you
20
20.
and I'll give you next year second. That was what the Cowboys were before the Ravens stepped in and went 2 1s. The Cowboys were going to give that up, a 1 and a 2. And I think that that's fair compensation for a team that's trying to win right now. Too often, the Cowboys are trying to, they're depending on guys to come in and be impact players right away. And when it doesn't happen, now we have an issue. You
What's
wanted
good? What's
Mozzie
good? Your
Smith.
local Athena. My bad, Bong. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, if y'all just jumped in, we talking Cowboys, man. Shout out where you watching from and your squad. City you watching from and your squad.
Yeah.
New.
So,
Local Athena, you're new. We appreciate you. Tap in, subscribe, like, share, all that.
yes, indeed. We appreciate it. So, hear me out. We were banking on a Mozzie Smith to be something to help the defense as a first round draft pick. When he busted, now that position, which is a need, like where do we go to? You get what I'm saying? Like I'm all for
Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams. What do you mean?
right.
That's where we go.
So imagine a D line with Kenny Clark, Quentin Williams,
Uh-huh.
and Max Crosby.
That's cool. That's cool.
DP, it's cool.
That no, I'm saying that's great. I'm saying I'm not arguing saying like that's a bad look. My thing is I don't want to give up what you're trying to give up for him.
That's
What I'm saying is you can actually do something that would make the team better if you use those picks in a different area. Okay, you've already gotten Rashawn Gary.
yep.
He's solid.
He is.
He's a former first rounder.
Yes.
So now you got him on the line too.
Absolutely.
So you made that. So my order of operation that I said that the Cowboys needed to address. I'll start there. It was linebacker, D line, specifically depth at the D tackle.
Yep.
I would say edge rusher. You could throw that in on the D line too, but you could some people would go D tackle, edge, and separate the two. Some may
Yeah.
even throw, depending on your defensive scheme. Some may even throw edge rusher in the linebacker, you know, area. But linebacker, D line, offensive line, safety. Those were the things I think needed to be addressed, and in that order. Remember, they started off addressing the safety and free agency. You're not happy with that move?
No. So
I'm asking.
I am.
Okay,
So
okay. Wait.
Go ahead.
So you cool with that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay. So
Absolutely.
you cool
Sure,
with Gary?
sure.
You cool with the Gary pickup?
Absolutely. So
Okay. And are you cool with you froze?
Kobe Durant,
Are you cool with the Durant pickup?
yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so safety has been addressed, cornerback has been addressed, and the line has been addressed. Specifically, edge rusher has been addressed.
So here's what I'll say, and I wanna point to Al's comment about banking on high upside, low floor players high in the draft is the reason why the Cowboys defense is as bad as it is. I
Bruh.
agree 100%. Right? Like we have to understand that the formula that you guys use is flawed. It takes a
Listen.
mix of players, but all I'm saying is Max Crosby isn't just uh the the 40th best
He's not.
DN in the league.
He's not.
He is when we mention the current Mount Rushmore of DNs in the league, it's Miles Garrett number 1. You can go any order of these next three, and that's where it stops, is Micah, Max, and TJ. TJ Watt,
Okay.
Max Crosby, and Micah Parsons. And you can shuffle them, depending on what your style is. Hey, do you
Okay.
like this guy? Do you like this guy? Max Crosby is a top 4 or 5 DN in the league right now. That's a proven
Agreed.
commodity.
Agreed. So what I was saying though is this: Gary is a proven commodity, as you're saying. He's proven.
Yeah.
Former first rounder, has the talent, still got something left in the tank. He's gonna be effective with them. Anybody with some talent like his,
Yeah.
if you have Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams in the middle of that line, who's ever on that edge is probably gonna get to the quarterback more often than you saw last year, right? And I think we would say Gary is a step up. Here's what I would suggest.
Okay.
You use the picks to tackle the defensive issues first. A linebacker is the very first pick I would take personally. I know some people in the Discord disagree with me. CJ Allen is who I think will be available because I don't think you'll see some of those guys like Styles and all them fall. But I think CJ Allen will be available. He's a beast, and I think they should take him. Reese, Styles, and Bailey are going to be off the board.
Okay.
CJ Allen will be there. If you haven't seen his tape, you got to go watch it. He's a beast. He may not jump out like Rodriguez and Reese and Styles and all those other guys, but he's a beast. He's solid, makes good decisions, good instincts. Great pickup.
Hey, and and,
Go
and,
ahead.
and
I'm
Alf,
gonna go ahead.
Alf, Will Anderson is a beast. No, my apologies. He just, when we think of the guys, Will Anderson's name, uh, justly or unjustly, is always, it's not like one of those that we automatically throw in there, right? But Will Anderson is a dog, and um, you know,
He-
again,
So Alpha's saying this to what I just said. He said, except you're in a position to trade for an elite player whilst having another first round pick to fill another need. Hey, guess what? Guess what, Alf? I'll use that other first round pick to fill another need instead.
so hear me out, and hear me out about the linebacker. Yes,
Go ahead.
we need to draft a linebacker, right? And I think that's why I wanted to protect the number 12 pick, because as you get deeper into the draft, I'm not sure about, it gets sketchier and sketchier as you fall out of that top 15, top 16.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, I'm Max Crosby is worth the 20th pick in the draft.
Okay.
Furthermore, the issue that they have at linebacker, it needs to be addressed with a veteran linebacker. I don't want a rookie linebacker coming into the league being asked to be a difference maker right now.
I'm okay with it.
What I'm saying is your linebacker is basically the quarterback of the defense.
I understand that. The
I don't want that
Philadelphia
to be a
the
rookie.
Philadelphia Eagles built their defense in the draft. They have a lot of young players, and they ended up putting together an elite defense. It can be done. Just because we're looking at what the Cowboys historically have done doesn't mean that you should just curb this draft and say, hey, man, well, the Cowboys historically do this. So, no. Get Max Crosby. No. Look at the young talent, evaluate the young talent. I wouldn't just go one linebacker. I'd get two. You're running a 3-4, right?
Yep.
That's Parker's scheme. I put two of them young boys in there.
And I think part of the issue is, I think they're banking on Overshown to be something that we haven't. I love he's electric.
Okay.
He's dynamic. He has yet to play a full season. Coming off of multiple CLs
Mm-hmm.
issues,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what his NFL career is going to look like. I want to believe that he's going to be great, but I can't bank on him being great. Like Al just said in the comments, yes, Eagles built a great line, a great defense through the draft, but Zach Bond, all pro in that defense, in that scheme,
He's a
all pro.
fifth year player.
But what I'm
We're
saying is, you
talking
needed
about
him.
5 years later.
No,
Yes,
no,
he's a
no.
fifth year player. Now he's 5 years later. I'm talking about when you start. Go ahead. Let me let you finish.
So what I'm saying is the Eagles. He came from another team. He wasn't even drafted by the Eagles. The Eagles
What
picked him
what
up.
when did they pick him up? What year?
I don't remember, but he's only been with the Eagles maybe 2 years.
So he
So
was a second or third year player when he came over.
what I'm saying is
So,
you've had a chance to
what
kind
are
of
we saying?
you had a chance to grow in the NFL. You're not being tossed into the NFL on day one and saying, "Hey, go lead my defense." That's unfair. And
Listen,
as far as the secondary, I knew the secondary was going to be taken care of because that's Parker's baby. That's Christian Parker's baby is the secondary. So I'm not worried
right.
about the
So
secondary. I think
you have vets. What I'm saying is you have vets in different layers of your defense, different levels of your defense. You have vets on your O line. I mean, your D line. I'm sorry. You got vets on the D line, right? You have vets at the linebacker level. You just talked about Overshown. Okay. You got vets in the secondary, cornerback and safety. You can afford to put some young talent out there and sprinkle them in spots, especially if you're going to be running out with four linebackers. You understand what I'm
absolutely,
saying? So it's like
absolutely.
you can't, if you start giving away all your picks, then you're gonna go and be looking for vets to fill those spots, and you're gonna be like, oh, look at this dude. We got him from the Dollar Tree and the dollar value store, and he can't keep up with nobody and all of that type of shit.
I'm okay with doing that. I'm okay with doing that if you go and get the difference makers.
You
And
have
shout out to,
difference makers though.
shout out to Brandon Hallen for jumping in the chat. Brandon Hallen made a comment when you guys were talking about it last time when I wasn't on, and he said that when Micah had his best year, uh, Bland had his best year where he had all the pick sixes. And all that to say, the more you have on that D line, the more pressure you can generate on the D line, the better it makes your secondary players look. And I think a sleeper that the Cowboys are really banking on this person, and I believe is going to pay off, is Revel. They see Revel as an outside corner, a press man corner. They're banking on him being great this year, and I think that's a good. He looked good playing in a bad scheme last year when
So
he did come back.
so all I'm saying to you is this, right? If I were to look and evaluate the the defense or the team. Well, let's stick to defense since that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I would say defensively, your D line is probably one of the strongest points
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Yeah.
And I understand what you're saying with Crosby. It's like, okay, the Crosby move would make it like, astronomical, blow it out the water. Cool, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you already have what you think could be an effective D line that's going to create some chaos, which the guys they have, I do believe that they will. I would just address other spots, dog.
Man,
Don't go the traditional way.
hey, I think it's Doof 000. He
Yeah.
said, "Don't forget Shamar James." Absolutely, Shamar James is another one that was good, but couldn't get on the field in a bad scheme last year. So, again, I
So
think, and I
so
think they're
it but the more and more, so if you agree with Doof right here and you saying, "Oh, yeah, right, don't forget about Shamar James." That's another person that you think is effective but just didn't get the opportunity, right? So if you
as
think you have all these pieces, just
and I
plug
think
and play. Get you CJ Allen. Don't just throw CJ Allen in the mix with those dudes. And look, and I'm telling you, he's gonna kill.
and then they got who else they have playing linebacker? I think they moved Maris Leofow, the inside
Leah
linebacker.
Fowles
So
out there. Leah
think,
Fowles, we were talking about Leah Fowles should get more opportunities, and he's a flyer and all that type of stuff. Could be a playmaker, got some speed
yeah.
for sure. But there's
Dizzle,
guys, dog.
was good? Was good, Dizzle? Appreciate everybody that's in the chat. Please
Hey,
share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Al Sucks and Mock Draft says
wait,
Bobby.
hold on, hold on, Dizzle. Look at this shit Dizzle talking about.
Dizzle said there's only one professional football team in Texas, and why are we? Because y'all don't want to hear what I have to say about the Texans. The Texans have a quarterback problem. Okay, it's time to pay your boy CJ Stroud, and the question is, are y'all gonna play hardball with CJ Stroud? Y'all gonna give him his money, which he didn't earn or he doesn't deserve? I don't think he's a $50 million quarterback, but we're in the era where the next man up gets the next big deal. So what are you guys gonna do? What are you guys gonna do with CJ Stroud? My bad, dude. I thought they moved him. Anyway, Leah Fowles playing. They're moving Leah Fowl at backer, right? So either way, they have pieces. They have pieces at linebacker, and all their
Doof,
pieces are so young. These dudes is like second, third year in the league.
doof. What do you think about CJ Allen? He's gonna be available.
So but again, Dizzle say y'all gonna pay CJ Stroud. I think that's a problem. But we'll have that discussion. We'll have that
What, pay
discussion
CJ Stroud?
another day. Yeah, CJ Stroud. He said they're gonna pay him, just not reset the market. The
So
Houston Texans have an argument that they should be paying him Daniel Jones money in that $40 million range. You know, um, but that's not my business, man. I cut my side of the grass. You know what I'm saying? The Texans, they across the street. I ain't worried about them right now. I'm just saying, if I was the Texans, I would have done a little bit more research on what Kyler Murray was talking about when he hit free agency.
look,
For that,
I like this. I like this. What Doof is saying. Hey, Doof, you got to sub and rock with us. You got to come back. He said Gary can play hand in dirt and outside linebacker. So I agree. He could be like a traditional DT, traditional tackle, and then play outside on the edge as well. But you could bring him in and bring an edge behind him. Like he's versatile, got
yeah.
some versatility, and it looks like he's saying he thinks Allen would be cool.
I think if Bane falls, it's
I think
12.
it'll
All
come
that
down to
small arms,
Bang. Okay,
small. Yeah,
I
I
hope
like
it's Allen. I
I
hope it's
like
Allen.
Bane at 12. Hey, funny things, stranger things have happened. You hear what did Brandon Hallam say? This draft gonna be chaos. Hey, maybe Styles falls to us at 12. That's the dream for me. Maybe
I don't think
Styles.
that's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna
I
happen.
know it's a pipe dream, but
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
yeah.
Do you see
I
that?
don't even think Downs is falling to 12.
What was the issue with Downs? They were talking about Downs had some knee issues.
Yeah, yeah. They're talking about like ACL or something like that. That it was flagged.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I don't think neither one of them are falling.
yeah,
Um, so man, like I say, I would go linebacker first, and just the way that I think is going to happen, I think those other guys won't be available. Like I said, I would snatch Allen. And Al said something in the Discord earlier. The Cowboys are in love. No, I think it was Engineer. Engineer was talking about it, but the Cowboys are in love with offensive linemen. Like they like taking offensive linemen early, and
yeah.
and that's probably going to happen again.
Nah, not this year. I think.
If it would be any year, it would have to be this year because it's not as deep as it normally is, especially guard. There's more tackles available that they have at high grades than guards. and you'd have to take a tackle and convert him. But remember, BB was an undrafted free agent
Yeah. So
and not
I,
even a natural center. Sorry, Bone.
I think their defensive issues are run so deep that you have to just tell the offense to go out there and get it how you live, and we're going to spend all of our resources. I need all resources unless something crazy happens, like like it have to be something so absurd, like a Jeremiah Love falls to
Oh
12.
yeah, then
You know what I'm saying? There's something
right, but
crazy.
we know that that's not happening. But yes,
Right.
yes,
It would have to be something absurd for you to go after an offensive player because the needs on defense are just so
glaring.
yes. Yes. That you can't take a chance. Like we have to throw everything at
But
defense.
Bong, I'm glad you said that. So, and maybe this kind of will like frame my thought process behind the Crosby deal, right?
Appreciate you, Doof.
Um, oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Shout out to Doof. This maybe will correctly frame it, right? The same thing that you saying. I think it was Alf that said, "What if they?" And Alf, you could correct me if I'm wrong. What if the Cowboys went after Tate early? I for sure it was either Engineer or Alf who for sure were talking about that today. I said, "There's no
Yeah.
need.
Cornell.
There's no
Mhm.
need, right?" And
Right.
I was saying, it's like, man, that would be a ridiculous receiving core, right? You add him, it's a ridiculous receiving core. Just like if you add Max Crosby, it's a ridiculous line. But you
Yeah.
already have Pickens and Lamb, just like you already have Williams.
I would
And
go I would go one step further with the reason why I wouldn't take Tate, even if he fell, because Flournoy
what
is
that
a dog
boom,
too.
you didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish. Hey, you didn't let me finish. Hey, after you done, listen, after you done, I believe I said it in the Discord. So
Yeah.
that's exactly where I was going. You already have you stopped me when I said you have Williams, you have Clark. So those are the two that you would say you have Pickens, you have Lamb. You've
Yeah.
added Gary. Nobody puts enough respect on Flournoy's name. You don't need another receiver. He
No.
is it.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
So
For
come
sure.
on, man.
For sure.
Hey, look, see, hey, Alf even said it. He already knew where I was going.
Hey,
Hey, you gotta put some respect on his name, dog. I'm telling
absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. And what I don't like about the Cowboys as a Cowboys fan, right, is that the Cowboys in their twisted mental space probably see Flournoy as the reason they can move on from Pickens. And it's like, no,
Mm,
don't do that.
I don't know. Maybe
If you can run out George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, and Flournoy next year, you stress every defense in the league. It doesn't matter.
listen, but then also at receiver, you're forgetting about like your Swiss Army knife type guy, if you want to say, not really Swiss Army knife, but like an X factor in Turpin. He can also make big plays.
Yeah.
If you get him in space, put him in a slot or something, like he can make plays too. Like they don't need to get a receiver.
Absolutely. And my issue with the organization from a front office standpoint is they're more concerned about saving money. They are notorious
So if
for
that's the
being for
case,
being for being cheap spenders when it comes to free agency.
if that's the
They have,
case, then use your draft picks, man.
they have a backwards, but here's what I'm saying. This is where they have to buck the trend. They have a backward logic when it comes to building roster construction. They drag their own players through the mud, knowing that ultimately they're going to sign them at top dollar, as opposed
True.
to signing their own players that they have the rights to early before the market gets ahead of itself,
True.
and then allowing you to have more money to spend on free
I
agents.
agree with that. I agree with
Like,
that.
how many different times are y'all gonna screw yourselves trying to make like Dak Prescott, as much hate as he gets, the Cowboys did every time Dak Prescott took them to the bank, it was because the Cowboys played Russian roulette with Dak. And if it was Russian roulette and this was real life, the Cowboys' brains is blown from side to side to side to side. You lost every time, bro. Like that formula does not
Oh.
work. It really doesn't work.
Okay.
So, I just wish that they would actually, so I felt
But
good
but
with this.
but
Go ahead.
that's dealing with your stars that you have on the roster, right?
Yeah.
So but you also have to address how you deal building around the stars that you have. And typically when you see that there's talent at a specific position, if you already have your money locked in on like a Dak and a CD Lamb and whoever else you're paying big money at the time, when you get talent on rookie deals, that's the time to do it.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, and I'm talking about somebody you think you can put in, not somebody you think it's got to be a project or something like that. No,
Right.
somebody you think they check all these boxes. If we plug him in there, we taking off.
Yeah.
And there's a couple guys I think that in this draft defensively that are there. I think it's a bad time to pass on that this year. And I'm saying don't use the traditional method of what you do this year in the draft either.
So the Cowboys like to build through the draft. You ask any Cowboy fan, it sounds like Doof, you're a Cowboys fan, just
Shout
based
out to
off of
Deuce.
your
Shout out to
knowledge of
Deuce.
what we're talking about, right? Or at least if you're not a Cowboys fan, you're very knowledgeable, right? Alf, you're also knowledgeable. Brandon Hallam, I know you're also knowledgeable about just in general. I would ask you. Everybody says that the win now window with Dak, who is 31,
He's
is
got time.
probably 3 years,
No,
right?
I don't think it's 3 years. I think it goes beyond three.
I think he can play past 3 years, but they have him on the books for three
Oh yeah,
years.
for sure. That's a different that's a different
Yeah.
question. Yeah.
So I think you have to, if it's a win now, a strike while the iron's hot, there's probably 2 to 3 teams that you fear in the NFC. I'm saying Rams,
Okay.
Seattle, the reigning Super Bowl champions, and maybe Philadelphia, depending on how they look. Their defense is strong, but their offense is spotty.
Their offense is not like the Cowboys. The only team that you named in that mix, say them again. You said the Rams, who?
Rams and Seattle.
In Seattle. See,
Yeah.
I don't even think Seattle shot Alf, you could agree or disagree. I don't even think Seattle's defense is as potent as Dallas. Okay? You can
Yeah.
you can say the Rams are there. But anybody else, I mean, Dallas's offense can compete. What I'm saying is if you address the defense now, automatically you are a contending team. You're a contender.
And here's the thing
Especially because you're in the NFC East.
and here's the thing that nobody talks about with the Dallas Cowboys last year. I don't even think we got to see what the offense like. We didn't get to see the offense maximized because probably a third of the way through the season, Schottenheimer had to kind of start going into the defensive meetings, huddles during the week, and it took away from the
So
potency
I remember we were
and the
going back and forth
efficiency
on this.
of the offense. I really do believe that because as the head coach, you're responsible for the entire team. By the end of the season, you could hear by the way he talked, he was still professional about it, but he was basically saying, "Hey, I like what we did on offense, but that defense, it
Oh yeah,
left more to be desired."
which is
And
why you address it.
him having to be pulled away from the offensive meetings and huddles and weekly activities to go and address the defense, I think it put a cap on how the offense looked last year. And I think that this year if he trusts CP, Christian Parker, which I believe he does, and I think they put a good team of guys around Christian Parker, I think he can focus more on the offense, and that offense is going to look way better than it did last year.
Shout out to you, Red Menace Guru, back in the building. Good to see you again. Alf. We've been talking about defense, but I want to pivot a little bit because I got something for you. I want to see what your thoughts are on this. And I had mentioned that Dallas likes offensive linemen. You know, Bong, you know, they're always drafting them high.
Absolutely.
Now, this year, I don't think it's as deep of a draft. You got to go early if you want to get who they're considering top tier elite. But I believe that there's still some guys, you know, in those mid to later rounds that'll be available. Bong, you're aware BB was a guard, not a center.
Yeah.
He didn't play center until he got with the Cowboys. They converted him.
Correct.
Now he played well, but
Yeah.
engineer's not in the building. He was in the Discord earlier. Engineer and Alf heard me when I was talking about this. So Alf, I don't know if I got your opinion. If the Cowboys say, "Hey, BB, we're moving you back to guard, a natural position," what do you think about them? Let's say maybe addressing a center and go and I'm saying if he's available late, Bong. I'm not saying getting him early. I want Al's opinion on this. If they were to say, "Hey, we're moving BB to guard," and they went after Jake Slaughter from Florida, if he was on the board,
it'll never happen just because you have Booker, who's a beast at guard, and then you have Tyler Smith, who's a beast at guard. Tyler Smith already told you, if y'all want to move me to tackle, he said y'all needed me to get moved to tackle to help the team in a pinch. But if you guys want to move me to tackle full time, I need to talk to my representation. Once he said that, it means, oh, if y'all gonna move me to tackle, y'all gonna increase my pay as well. So you got dogs at guard. You got dogs
right
at guard.
now. You got Bass and you got Booker, right? If I'm not mistaken, at guard.
Booker's your right guard.
Bass
Tyler's
got hurt late.
No, he's not a. He's not a starter. Your starters is Booker and.
But he came in to start. He got hurt late, right? Bass, and they moved Smith to if they moved Smith to tackle.
To tackle when your boy Guyton got hurt.
Yes.
Yeah. What I'm telling you is that Tyler Smith already approached the Cowboys and said, "No, you're not going to put me there full time. I'm not doing that unless you guys pay me like I'm a tackle. You guys are paying me as a guard right now. The Cowboy, it'll never happen."
But you're saying there's no moving out. They already moved them out of necessity. They did move them,
right? But it was no long term. They weren't going to do it long term just because.
So if we looking at O-line, your starters, you're saying you have Smith and Booker,
and Booker, and that trio of the strength of the Dallas Cowboys offensive line is the three that they have in the middle right now.
Okay,
with B at center.
So then you think now if you're going to address O-line, you have to address tackle.
And I would address right tackle. Everybody's trying to throw Tyler Guyton out, even though Terrence Steele at right tackle gets his ass whooped on a regular basis, right? And before DP, I want to say this one thing.
Go ahead.
To Red Menace Guru. The Bears look like they can be contenders. They have a great offense. They need to address the offensive line, right?
Which is what we're talking about now.
Their offensive line. I think they had somebody that retired. They also lost somebody else on the O-line or whatever. Caleb Williams is good.
Mm-hmm.
He needs protection because a lot of times he's running for his life out there. And they were another team that was in on the Max Crosby sweepstakes, and they may revisit it,
Hmm.
right? So I just didn't want to, but hey, for sure, as far as the clutch gene, Caleb Williams has it. Uh, the cardiac, cardiac bears, man, winning games late, staying, never being out of a game. But you know what happens after that first year is when you really get to that coach and that quarterback connection. We need to
Hmm.
see you prove it,
Hmm.
because we've seen a lot of 1 year offensive coordinator and quarterback click. Whether it be C.J. Stroud, what's my man out there in Washington, um,
Oh,
Jaden Daniels.
Daniels. Yeah, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. You know what I'm saying? We've seen like a 1 year where it looked really good and then it kind of fell off. So Caleb Williams, can you replicate what you did last year? And the crazy thing about Caleb Williams last year, he wasn't even an accurate quarterback. I think his accuracy was like 50 something percent, right? He
Hmm.
just made big plays late. But anyways, back to the Cowboys.
Definitely make big plays late.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
and I appreciate you, Alfred, addressing it. Um, he said Guyton Smith, BB Booker still is the fifth right now. Get rid of Steele ASAP. Take a right tackle instead of a center. I could rock with that. I just said I was throwing out the scenario if you're like, okay, because the thing I was telling you, Bong, and I forgot what week it was when um we were down two offensive linemen, and then there was a shuffle, and you were like, "We playing with all backup offensive linemen," and I said, "Yeah, but look at them; these motherfuckers are playing like starters."
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It wasn't like Dak was out there running around like Geno Smith with the Raiders.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
No
yeah.
disrespect to any Raider fans who might be sitting looking right now, but
And
that wasn't a situation Dak was dealing with.
and here's the funny thing about that the backups looking like starters. You have to give credit to the Cowboys offensive lineman who's really, offensive
Line coach.
coordinator who's really an offensive line coach,
Mm-hmm.
right? But they had to promote him. Clayton Adams came from Arizona. When he was with Arizona, they consistently had a top 10 run game, right? He made sure the offensive line was in sync. The Cowboys, in order to make sure that he couldn't get poached by another team, had to give him the title of offensive coordinator. We all know that Brian Schottenheimer is actually running the offense. Clayton
Mm-hmm.
Adams is running the O line, but he has a title of offensive coordinator. The
Still,
Eagles.
hey, whatever you got to do to keep them in the building.
And the funny thing is, if the Cowboys offense, their offensive run game continues to succeed, Clayton Adams is eventually going to move on to be a head coach.
Oh yeah,
Only a
I
matter
mean
of
that's
time.
the natural progression.
So when we talk about the window, right? That window that we have where we can kind of succeed, we have to get it done before some of these coaches start getting poached. If CP comes in and does a great job, he may not be there long. So
I say at least two. He'll be there at least 2 years.
yeah, yeah,
They'll turn around this year, so the spotlight will be on him for the turnaround. And if he, you know, does it again the year after, he's
yeah,
probably gone.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and yeah, Doof, the Cowboys did, for whatever reason, they like their guys. So they like Terrence Steele more than I do. But, you know, it's
Look,
we'll live with it. We'll live with it. As long as that interior offensive line is solid, Dak is good. As long as you can't just send somebody, you know,
you gotta get the tackle together though.
but
Interior for sure because they're good. Listen, their offensive attack is like a I would explain it at or describe it like a balanced power offense,
yeah,
if that makes sense. Like they want to run that motherfucker so they
yeah,
could balance it out and then hit you down the field as well. So the guys on the inside are going to bully you and open up the lanes, open up the gaps. Pause.
yeah,
So, but you still got to worry about because Dak ain't really running away from nobody no more. You still got to worry about the perimeter.
yeah. The
You don't think so? I'm just saying. You
No, no,
see,
no. Yeah, yeah, for sure. And the sad part about the Cowboys is and I know this sounds crazy because he had 1,400 plus yards last year. I don't think the Cowboys knew what they had in George Pickens last year.
I don't think they expected his production.
Which is crazy.
And
So now,
what was I saying? What was I saying? Alf, if you talking about I'm on Flournoy, what was I saying about Pickens? Bong, I was telling anybody who would listen that Pickens is a number one dude before the season started.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And what the Cowboys should have done, and again, hindsight being 2020, you should have signed Pickens last year. As soon as you
For a
traded a third,
long-term deal. Yeah.
you should have signed him to a long-term deal, sight unseen.
Yeah.
Hey man, we just bought this dude from the auction. No, no warranty. Just sight unseen. Bring him in.
Hindsight is 2020. So
yeah, but now, and it went from last year him being where you should have heard the narratives, right? Oh, the Cowboys actually traded a third for Pickens, and I was being told nobody thought Pickens was worth a third. Now they're saying, oh, Pickens, you should feel disrespected that the Cowboys won't make you a $40 million a year wide receiver. Which one is it? You know what I'm saying? But Red Menace Guru, just to again touch on one of your points, the Jets signed Geno. Full circle moment for Geno Smith, man. And he's still going to a bad situation where he started. Hindsight being 2020, if that's the theme for the next couple minutes. Should Geno, and I'm gonna ask this to Alf, our resident Seattle fan, should Geno have stayed with Seattle? One, and if Geno stayed with Seattle, would Seattle have won the Super Bowl like they did with Sam Darnold? Just I want to know.
And while Alf, you are determining whether that is the case and they should have done what Bong is asking you to do, let's all take a moment to
George, your time with the Steelers, your coach even said that you needed to grow up, or said that, the headlines were you were immature. Were they right in saying that? Or was there some truth to that? Or how did you perceive all of those negative headlines?
It definitely weighs on you, especially like when people who know you in real life know, like, bro, it's not like that. I feel like I've always been happy, like you said, making plays. I want to make plays. So when that type of narrative was coming out, the people on the team that I played with at the Steelers, they knew, but everybody else didn't. Not that everybody else matters, but those are the people I want to kind of show them I'm not like that.
This move is a little head-scratching.
You had a guy who's become expendable in Pittsburgh. A lot of questions.
What you'll have to wonder is how long are they going to be able to hold off this who's the number one guy kind of vibe, and how is CeeDee Lamb going to handle that?
They're both really overly emotional receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Pickens had to be on his best behavior because he hasn't got his money yet. Okay. Once he gets his money, the pressure is really going to be on Dak Prescott. But it's always been, because Dak Prescott has always had, well, not always. Prescott has made lemonades out of he took lemons and made lemonades, right?
Okay.
So, but he had a situation with CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper where the Cowboys determined, like, hey, in order for CeeDee Lamb to shine and for CeeDee Lamb to be the best player he can be, we're going to move off of Amari Cooper. I hope that they can thrive in a world where you got a Pickens, you got a CD, you got Flournoy, you got Turpin, you have like just a Ferrari, and Dak is an F1 driver. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just walks up, changes. That's what I need to see. Again, I think the most pressure right now is not on Dak, it's not on CD, it's not on Pickens, it's on Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer, you have to deliver with a scheme because you have no excuses. And don't let Jadon Blue actually get on the field in year 2 and be productive. Now you got a Knuckles and Sonic type deal, or you know what I'm saying, a Thunder and Lightning type deal
Well,
with Jadon Blue.
I gotta see it though. I gotta see it. But you say it's on this man, right? To figure it out. It's on Shoddy to figure it out. I gotta see it with Blue because there's a reason why you don't play, right? Or they just don't unleash you for whatever reason that may be. The Cowboys decided not to do that. So, I mean, what is that all about? I don't know.
Yeah, man. So again, I know we've done the full gamut right now, but I love the signing of CP as defensive coordinator,
Oh
Christian
yeah.
Parker
Oh
as
yeah.
defensive coordinator.
Listen.
He's a thinking man. He's building a defense that I can believe in the secondary because CP is there as a defensive coordinator, right? I can believe in the D line because they're bringing in guys that are proven D line coaches. We have a pass rush advisor that they're bringing in that has worked with a lot of the top pass rushers in the league. He worked with Rashawn Gary, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just would love to live in a place where we strengthen the strength. And if we can bring in Max Crosby, a guy that's not often available, a caliber of player that's not often available, you go get Max Crosby. And I think where we look back on it years from now and talk about how shady and Bush League the Ravens are, I don't think the Cowboys make the move for Rashawn Gary if the Ravens don't steal Max Crosby from the Cowboys. If the Ravens don't offer the ones, I think Max Crosby is a Dallas Cowboy today.
Yeah, well, here's your boy CP. Remember the presser. I don't think we ever really talked about we touched on this
have a lot
bit.
of similarities but differences. I think foundationally, Vic Vance, Mike Pettin, Coach Elko, Gerald Evero all came out of a 3-4 structure. I think that once you get past that, from the fronts you build and the coverages you do and the personality on third down, red zone, you definitely have a mentality as a play caller, but I think that it's still going to be designed around the players that you have. So there's different nuances that I've taken from each one of them. And even people outside of that, as I've had extensive studies and you build relationships outside of the circle you've been in that you want to incorporate with what you want to do.
Very composed young man.
Man, come on, man. Let's talk about it.
Hey.
Then are you more of a guy that falls under the line of thinking of building a scheme around the players or acquiring players to fit the scheme?
I think you build it around the players. Of course, you want to have your core principles and foundational beliefs.
What do you think about that? You build it around the players, or you just get players to fit a scheme?
It's the exact opposite of his predecessor, Matt LaFleur. Matt Eberflus, right? Eberflus last year, I remember it vividly, Trayvon Diggs and some of the other defensive players saying, hey, man, we work better in this scheme, not your scheme, but in this type of scheme. And Eberflus said, you guys are going to run the scheme that I want to run, right? And a lot of times we've talked about it in various sports, different degrees. Coaches kill players more than players kill coaches, as far as like professional success and like accolades and what they're able to do and the heights that they're able to reach in their specific sport, right? Because a coach will have somebody that's good at this and bring them in to go do something that they've never excelled at.
Yeah. So one thing that I'll throw in here, and Alf just left, but I was talking earlier about just schematically, you're having guys who are getting really, really creative with the way that they do things.
Yeah.
And he was with Fangio in Denver, right?
Yes.
And then he went over to he was also there with him in Philly, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Um so I think what he's doing is that's his base, right? But then he's throwing in his creativity and his vibe, which you're going to see more flexibility in terms of what he's expecting from different players at different positions. So
Right.
that's why I think what he's saying is the players that I have, if I look at their strengths and weaknesses and all of that type of stuff, then I'll run my scheme to where I do this more, I do that more, do a little bit less of this. Yes, our base is 3-4, but we may, throw some shit at you like the Vikings, where I got 6 motherfuckers up there on the line ready to act like we blitzing your ass, and now we just drop back. Like, so I
Yeah.
agree with you got to know your personnel.
And this is another thing. If Quinnen Williams, right, is better, and this is just hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
If Quinnen Williams is better at playing a 4-3 than he is playing a 3-4, you incorporate elements of that 4-3 into the game plan to make him comfortable, because
Right.
he's a high-priced player.
Correct.
Somebody who's expendable, like in Osa Odigizua, you're not going to fit the scheme I'm trying to run. So you become expendable, and we can let you go, save a couple dollars, and get some draft capital.
So and that's why I say his base is 3-4. So when I say your base, like, you have to do what's expected in that base, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be a baseline, so to speak, of what, okay, at least we know that you can do X, Y, and Z. Those are required. If you
Right.
can't, now there's a problem. Now you really don't fit into what I'm trying to do. But you check all of these boxes. Now, out of the base, that's where I'm building around your talent. So I'm saying that's where his creativity comes in, where I'm doing this, I'm doing that because I got this guy, I got that guy. And here's a guy, Bong, I keep going back to the draft because, I look at these guys in college. I shoot junior college sports. I like college football, right? There's a guy out here where we are, SC, Eric Gentry. He's a linebacker, 6'6", maybe light in the ass, probably about 215, 220 or something like that on that 6'6" frame. But he's got flexibility. In the combine, he ran a 4.5. You could have somebody like that be somewhat of a hybrid linebacker safety type guy. You could drop him back in coverage. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine having a guy like that in some special packages, and you pick him up in like the 5th, 6th round or some shit like that. Like, that's the type of guy that I think you should look for with your late, compensatory picks and all of that type of shit. But
hey,
you go on and on and on.
Hey, man, I'm excited. And I think that's probably where the letdown with Max Crosby, if it doesn't happen, kind of takes a hold. Mm-hmm. Because you bring in a Christian Parker, it excites the fan base just hearing him talk, right?
Deuce said a 2.45. Hey.
I mean, shit, hell.
Hey. Hey.
That's a situation where you putting your boy Rashawn Gary at linebacker, right? Shit, you got Quinnen and fucking Kenny
Clark, yep.
On the D line.
We want Mr. Clark. Free Mr. Clark. Free Mr. Clark. We don't want a new principal. We want Mr. Clark.
Hey, there he's anyway, man. But yeah, like, you can be super creative. I just need to see what we do with signing a veteran. Bobby Okereke, I know his name keeps getting brought up. I do not want to see Bobby Wagner. Respect to Bobby Wagner, who he was in Seattle, who he was with the Washington Redskins, but I can't. I think he's a little bit too long in the tooth.
I knew that's what you were about to say.
You know what I'm saying? I need somebody still got a little bit of juice, because this seems like the type of defense he's trying to run is a dynamic defense.
Hey, listen, I told you what I want them to do. Listen, I would be, if they get CJ Allen, whatever happens after that, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Y'all got Allen. Like that's I'm like sold on like get CJ Allen in the building.
Yeah. Flossing and Alexis. What up?
But shit, let's see what else he said, man, before we move away from this.
But as you kind of move forward in the process, what do your guys do well? How can you put good players in highlighted positions? How can you create one-on-ones for certain guys? How you can protect certain guys? If we can win on blitzes on a running back, then we're going to blitz a lot. If we got good man-to-man corners, we're going to play man. If we have guys that are better with zone vision, we're going to play more zone. So, you want to build a package that has diversity and scheme, and then you want to, tailor it to the players that you have.
That's what I'm saying, man. Get your base, tailor your supercharges to whatever your players can do.
Yeah.
And you did say shout out to Flossin and Alexis, DC for life, no doubt.
Yes, sir. Man, I'm excited. But we've done more than we typically do in free agency. The draft, I'm excited to about what can come of the draft. We picked up a late 3rd round pick for Osa Odigizua.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a lot of talk, and one thing I don't like about the Cowboy community, and this is one of my pet peeves, is that when a player departs, player leaves, whether it's via trade or free agency, we talk bad about him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Osa was a good fit for Christian Parker's scheme, which made him expendable, right? And I think Osa had complained about the scheme that they ran last year too. So his usage, he didn't like the way he was being used.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think Osa was a product of having Micah Parsons alongside you. That's the difference, having a dynamic D end can do for you.
Mm-hmm.
It changed Osa's life. Osa said, I'm gonna turn down some bread because I don't need it all. He was grateful to get his little 80 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, I don't need that much. I'm gonna take this money. Boop, wop, da 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 da.
Yeah.
But I just want to say shout out to Osa. He was a great Cowboy. He was great.
Hopefully he plays well. Yeah, even though I'm not with the 49ers and all of that shit.
No, you always want to see the players when they leave be successful. So shout out to Osa. Man, a few other players got signed. Wanye Thomas was a fan favorite. He had his opportunity last year when we had injuries in the safety in the back in the secondary with our safeties. He had a chance to really get in there and have a kind of earn his keep. And I think he'll be a good player. I think he ended up going to, damn, where'd he go? Did he go to Miami? I can't remember exactly where he went. But he suffered from migraines. So when we told him to step up to the plate, he had migraines last year. He was unable to come fill that void. And I think he's going to be a great player for, I still can't remember the team that he went to, but he just signed, I think, a 1-year deal. Signed a 1-year deal last week. So shout out to Wanye Thomas.
Yeah, for sure. And then, remember you were talking about success for the wishing former players success and all that.
Yeah.
Right. Do you remember this?
Dallas is my home. I made my home there. My family lives there, but I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there. So
later.
The Seahawks soar to Super Bowl 60.
Oh.
Dallas is my home.
We want you success, but
for him to go and get a Super Bowl the next year,
crazy.
And something about those DeMarcuses, man.
Yeah.
Same thing with DeMarcus Ware. We let him go. He goes to Denver and wins the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. So, you know, it's good to see the success that some of the Cowboys get after they leave. Man, are we going to break the 30-year drought
This year,
in the next 3 years?
I think that if I say yeah, people are gonna be like, "Oh, that sounds like an irrational Cowboys fan." They think all Cowboys fans are irrational.
Let me take a step back. Do you think the Cowboys make the NFC Championship game in the next 3 years?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm telling you, they are just pieces away for that defense. It looks really bad. It looked really bad,
Yeah.
but they've already made moves that make the defense 10 times better.
Yeah.
In scheme right now. We obviously we got to see it play out, but already it would appear that they're going to be 10 times better. Let's see what they do in the draft. Can you give me this? Can I just give you an answer after I see what they do in the draft and in free agency?
For sure.
Can I get back to you
For
at
sure.
that point? I'll say this. I'm leaning to the yes though.
For sure.
I'm leaning.
Who says in 2 years?
Oh, 2. Okay.
Hey, that's what's up. I believe in the offense. I believe in the offense, and I believe in Christian Parker.
Duke says 2 years, like you said.
There you go.
You getting on late, I believe, but we gonna answer this again. I and Bong may say differently, but I'm hoping that the Cowboys draft CJ Allen. I would go linebacker first. I think that's what they need to do, and I'm pretty much that's the guy I want.
I'm saying Desmond Bain Jr. Why do I keep calling this man Reuben Bain Jr.? I'm thinking about Desmond Bain from the NBA, but Reuben Bain Jr. At 12 for sure. So, and then we'll see how the draft shakes out at 20.
Yeah.
And
I hope that they hold on to all of the draft picks and use them. That's we have a little bit of disagreement there, but I hope that they use them.
Yeah. Warbone 2497. That's a great question. Where do the Cowboys defense have to rank to go to the NFC Championship? I think. Go ahead. You answer.
Well, I'll say this first. Warbone, you know that it has something to do in some cases for some teams a lot to do with where you're seated, right? And like where your games are played and all that type of stuff. If they can win the conference, depending on their record and all that stuff, they don't have to be straight top of the top tier defense. I would like to be a little bit above middle of the pack. But with that offense, it's like if you even this year, Bong, let me know if you disagree. If they could have got a stop here and there in some cases, games would have looked different just because of how potent the offense is. So I'm not saying you got to be like a Seattle Seahawks defense, but maybe like, hovering around 10 to
14, middle of the pack.
Yeah, like and like I said, I'd like to be a little bit above middle of the pack. But if you're like 10 to I could go 10 to 14, which would middle of the pack.
Absolutely. So Doof says that what do you guys think about a trade up to Cleveland spot if Styles is on the board? Where's Cleveland in the draft? And what are we giving up? Are we giving up the
right? What
are we giving up the OSA? Are we giving up the OSA compensation to move up? Or are giving up that late third to move up? Where's Cleveland in the draft?
Yeah, I'm about to double check right now.
And CC Hayun Lucia, I hope I'm saying your name right. Do you guys think Delane at 12 and CJ Allen at 20 is possible? I don't think Delane is going to be there at 12. What say you, DP? I mean, there's in a Christian Parker defense.
I don't think so.
I don't think he would be there, but yeah, if Delane is there, if Delane is there at 12, would you take Delane at 12?
I probably, I guess, I guess it's, I guess. Can I turn around and still use my 20 on CJ Allen?
That's what she's saying. What do you guys think? Delane
Uh-oh,
at 12 and CJ.
Go ahead. My bad. I lost my sound for a minute. Go ahead.
Oh, she's saying that. Do you guys think Delane at 12 and CJ Allen at 20 is possible?
If Delane drops, here's the thing. If you take Delane, I'm a little nervous about Allen staying on the board until 20. Who's after Dallas? I'm trying to pull up the draft order right now. Because if there's people who are in need of a linebacker afterwards, I'm not so sure that Allen is going to last.
Okay. So we have the Raiders, Jets, Cardinals, Titans, and Giants as the top 5.
After Dallas between 12 and 20, you've got the Rams, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, the Jets, Detroit, Vikings, Carolina.
I think
I don't know.
I really believe
I don't think he lasts.
Kobe Durant is a good backup cornerback, right? I hope we're not asking Kobe Durant to come in and be a full-time starter. If you can get a lockdown corner at 12 in a system where Christian Parker knows how to turn corners into all pros, and then you can potentially create 3 corners where you have a Delane, you have
I could go with that.
You have Bland, and then you have Siobhan Revel or Siobhan Revel on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a nightmare.
So, and my thought was, you go with the game changer at your positions of need, right? But I have positions of need again where linebacker, D line, edge rusher, tackle, depth at those positions, offensive line. Then I had safety. Cornerback, I don't think is one of the biggest needs, but he's a game changer. He is a game changer. I believe he would be a game changer at that position.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I could understand taking the chance. I would just be a little upset if you took the chance and then didn't get the linebacker that you wanted.
Man, Doof is saying that he thinks that the Cowboys, he's been hearing that the Cowboys move up to 6. I would not give up 12 and 20 to get to 6.
Warboom, and he said, let's see. I don't know if he's gonna. You think he's gonna go that low? He says pick between 27 to second round. If you think he lasts that long, okay. I'm not so sure, but I could understand taking a chance. I'll say that. My bad, Bong. You were saying that.
No. Go ahead.
So Duke was saying I like CJ Allen more than I like Styles. I'd rather they take Allen, but there's rumors they want to move to Cleveland spot, and I've been curious as to who they may want. I mean, so it sounds like Doof is with me. Like, I like CJ Allen. The thing is this, though, what I would say to that, Warbone, is this year the Cowboys don't have a second rounder. So it's really important to, like, make your next move your best move. Once you take that number 12, if it's not Allen and you think he would go 27 to second round, you ain't going to get him. You know what I'm saying? Like if you take the lane and then go somebody else other than Allen, Allen's not going to last when you come back around to your third round pick. You see what I mean, Bong? It's like you got to make, it's almost like drafting in fantasy draft where it's like I pick, but then everybody else in this motherfucker picks, and then my pick comes back around.
Yeah. I mean,
and you see everybody dropping off the board, like, fuck. Now your scheme has to change. It's, it mirrors what happens in real life. It's fantasy, but that's that shit is real time, and they won't get him. He ain't gonna last until the third round.
Man, CC.
Oh, I don't know.
We're just gonna call you CC for right now, because I don't want to keep butchering your name wrong. But she said if we got CJ Allen at 12, who will we get at 20? Who would you be looking for at 20?
At 20?
Yeah.
Who did I have at 20? I actually had some. Let me check my notes. I had some players down here for y'all.
And
so in one scenario, and y'all can tell me if y'all think this is just wild. I'm sure most of y'all will probably say that it is. But go on, Bon.
No, go ahead.
I was saying, fuck it, and double up on the linebackers and go Anthony Hill after you take CJ. So you get Hill and CJ. And now you got your linebackers for the next, you probably won't be able to pay them once if they play well and it's time to re-up. One of them's got to go.
Yeah.
But for their rookie deals,
Hey, and Warbone, the funny thing about Downs falling to the Cowboys at 12, the Cowboys have such a sketchy history with players with injuries.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of skeptical about Downs at 12.
I don't think he's gonna drop though. I don't think he's gonna drop.
What he's not running a 40 even in his pro day. Like he's like staying away. He's trying not to, fuck up his draft stock. But I don't feel comfortable taking anybody with an injury, with a noted injury history.
That's like Cowboys 101.
Right. Can we insert LVE? Right.
I was gonna say that happens all the time. All the time.
Who's the other linebacker? Jalen
Overshown?
Jalen Smith.
Oh yeah, Smith had a
drop foot.
Yeah.
Right. You had LVE. You have Overshown.
And how long did Smith last after he got traded? Maybe
he bounced around the league for at least a couple more years.
I was gonna say like 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years. Yeah. So,
I don't know, man.
Man, this was fun though. This was fun.
No, for sure. For sure. Well, what we will see was we'll figure this out pretty soon. And listen, we're actually out here in Cali, which is why I was asking everybody to shout out where they were from so we know where y'all watching from. I don't know if we got some people who are actually in Texas. You know what I'm saying? That would be cool to know. But we're out here in Cali, and we had plans on hitting up training camp this past season, but we didn't make it. But this year, we plan on making it happen. So we're gonna get out to Oxnard, me and Bong, and check out the training camp. So hopefully, we'll be able to at least get some kind of coverage or something of our time out there and be able to show y'all what's up. Oh, Warbone's in Dallas. Shout out to you. Okay.
If Styles fell past 6, Cowboys would jump to go get him. Hey, Styles, is
Hey, I
if
saw
they can make that happen.
I
And
saw
CC,
some
you
mock
wrong
draft.
for that last question. CC.
Hey, we were talking. Hey, were you on when we put up the video of Pickens? So Warbone's in Dallas. That's dope. Cece, where are you from? He said everybody in Dallas wants Sunny Styles. I'm sure. I'm sure.
I want Sunny
Listen,
Styles, and I'm in LA.
hey, that's hey, I heard or I saw a couple mocks where they actually picked his brother up um in the later rounds. What would you think about that?
That'd be dope too. At safety,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be dope. That'd be dope too. And CC to okay. West Coast. CC from
Okay,
Cali.
CC from Cali. Dope.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's where we at.
Again, Pickens has his set of skills. CD has his set of skills. I'm not gonna do it today.
Hey.
I'm not gonna do it today.
Hey.
That was a hell of a question, though. That was a hell of a question. I'll say that. That was a hell of a
if you're only as good as your latest performance, one would say that it's Pickens, right? But I would encourage fans not to abandon that CD Lamb bus so soon.
Absolutely.
It's really that is a very tough question. And like Bong, I will tiptoe and not give you a concrete answer right now. I'll get back to you. But I'm a Pickens fan because on top of that I really like Georgia, so I've watched a lot of Georgia football. Hence I keep saying Allen, but I've also watched film of him and some of the other guys. I watch Hill as well. They're all in the SEC. A lot of these guys and edge rushers, even Warbone. You were talking about Falk. We're all looking at guys who are playing in the SEC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like an NFL prep camp. The SEC is, so can't go wrong with none of them. I just have a preference, and right now I'm not gonna give you this answer on Pickens and CD though. I rocks with both of them.
He's a politician.
I did not have.
Hey,
you did it before me.
Absolutely. Hey, but CC, you're not lying. Next year, CD, GP, and Flournoy, crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy work for any secondary in the league.
Yep. Hey, look, she putting some respect on Flournoy. Like a lot of people don't do that. We were saying that earlier.
Absolutely.
Listen, we gonna have to, we gonna have to get on here one time and just break down some Flournoy footage, man.
Yeah,
just see if we can
dope.
Put together
Now,
something.
I don't know if anybody remembers. I think his godfather is Chris Carter.
I remember something about Chris Carter giving him advice. I didn't know he was his godfather.
I believe that's his godfather and Chris Carter. So he was with him during the draft process and like at the combine and all this stuff. And he literally said it like, this guy's going to be a star. Like, I don't care. This is before he got drafted. Like, this dude is a star. And it's crazy to think back to hearing Chris Carter say that. And when Flournoy got his opportunity, he ran with it. He basically, Jalen Tolbert just signed a 1-year deal with Miami, I believe. He pushed Jalen out of town.
Okay.
Yeah. He pushed Tolbert out of town.
I didn't know that's where Tolbert went.
Yeah, he left and went to Miami. How much would I pay Brandon Aubrey? That's probably 7.5. Anything more, and he tripping.
Yeah, and I believe they're handling that correctly. Like, don't just jump out the gate. We were talking about this last show, Bong. I said don't just jump out the gate and pay your kicker all that money.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, see if somebody offers it and then make your decision. Like, that's
Because now everybody gonna look at you like, oh man, we got a sucker.
right. Like, settle down.
Every agent is gonna say, oh man, we're
Right.
gonna line them up.
And look, I bet you they sat Aubrey down like, look, you know the business. Like, come on. Let this play out.
Yeah, man.
See if somebody else offers you that, come back and talk to us.
Absolutely. And CC, you right. Flournoy could definitely be a number one wide receiver for certain teams. And eventually the Cowboys are going to run into an issue where they're going to have to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's why we talk about these windows. Your window right now with the team as it's constructed right now, man, we got a couple years.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta go maximize.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
2 to 3.
I'll continue to go to sleep and check my phone first thing in the morning to see if we have signed Max Crosby.
Do not sign Max Crosby. Hey, if they give away them picks for Crosby, I don't even want to watch the draft.
Not
I'm
two
so
firsts.
serious.
I would definitely give up one of the firsts.
Yeah, but you said and a pick the following year, a second rounder.
Maybe that's
Fuck that.
maybe that's no longer a second round. Maybe now it's a fourth, right? A first and a fourth.
No,
you're giving up a first. You're not giving up a first and a fourth for Max Crosby.
No, I'm
to
not.
maximize that window.
No, I'm not.
When we know that if we got Crosby, Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark, and Rashawn Gary, and
just say those three names without Crosby. That's already something to deal with.
But what I'm saying is, if we get all four of them with that secondary that Christian Parker's building,
no.
Oh my goodness. Hey, they could put me, you, CC, Warbone out there linebacker, and we still going to the bowl.
Hey, and they're gonna be looking at you like, damn it, Bong. You missed the game-saving tackle.
We gonna sizzle.
Look, but Bong, if you do that, you can't do any of those scenarios where you get a young cornerback and a young linebacker who could be cornerstones going forward, because you're leveraging that to get Crosby. I don't think it's worth it, dog, especially given what your D-line has right now.
Right,
no.
right.
Sis says she would die playing football. you listen. Listen, you line up behind me, I got you. Just as long as Bong ain't behind you when they pass me, because then we done.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, man, shit.
Yes, indeed. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We've been on here, almost an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, but yeah. All right, man. But all the new folks, hopefully we see y'all again, man. Please don't let it be the last time. I want to see that we got some more subscriptions when we get off of here. We got some more subscribers rocking with us. This was dope. Appreciate it. Listen, we're 2/3 of the crew. I know you see the faces. It's me, DP, Bong, KP ain't with us tonight. But next time, hopefully we got him up in here. But we may be jumping back on soon before the NCAA tournament starts.
Yeah.
And I believe that starts on Tuesday, the first 4. So if y'all are basketball fans and want to talk about that, come holla at us on that day. But
yes, indeed.
Bong, you got anything else for the folks?
Bobby Wagner. Okay. I'll live with it. When are we live again? Probably more than likely Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah.
Tuesday night for the NCAA tournament. We're gonna hop on here and talk some shit a little bit with KP, the resident NCAA guru. So we appreciate y'all rocking with us. Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
2 peas in a bong.
We out.